Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Business Flux Mixer. Each Sunday, I come on at 7 o'clock p.m. It's 7:06. So I need to say 7-ish. Each Sunday, I come on 7-ish. And I talk about the things that are interesting, kind of trying to get value. Sometimes I have guests and sometimes I don't. And so today is one of the don't times because it's a holiday weekend and I hope you, like most other people, are somewhere enjoying your family and spending the kickoff of the summer, right? Because Memorial Day weekend is when we officially kick off summertime, even though summertime won't be here for a few more days. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug. And what we're talking about today is how to overcome the doubt and fears that come along in life, like especially my business owners who find themselves incurring fear or doubt about their businesses, right? Will this work? Am I smart enough? Do I have what it takes? Granted, everyone shouldn't be a business owner. Like business ownership is not for everybody, right? But for those of us who are the called, those of us who are chosen to go on the entrepreneur journey, then this is everything. Like starting your business is step one. So that's what we want to talk about. How do you push past? Like when I talked a couple of weeks ago, I talked about procrastination. And a lot of you say, oh, I saw myself in that. So this is to get you to see again yourself and what is it that keeps us from being our greatest, like what is it that keeps us from showing up? And part of that is fear and doubt. Like we don't think we have the right tools, we don't think we're smart enough, we don't think we are adequate enough, all those I'm not enough things. Well, let's talk about that. I want to give you four, and I have my notes right here. I want to give you four tactics you can use in order to overcome doubts and fears. Like four tactics, very simple, nothing really hard. It's the holiday weekend. Who wants to do a lot of thinking? So we're going to talk four tactics to help you to get over your fears and your doubts. Okay. Number one is you have to have a taking no more excuses approach. Like number one is you have to say, okay, look, I need to get over myself. I need to not have excuses. I need to just set up and come to the conclusion that in order for me to move forward, I need to have a no excuse approach, meaning I don't give myself excuses. I start to actually do it. Step one, out the box. I mean, easiest thing sounds very simple, doesn't it? But it might be hard for some people to say, okay, but what if? And what if and what ifs, right? You have to deal with your what ifs. So step one of the four things tactics I'm giving you to move past your doubts and fears is to understand that you cannot have any more excuses. Like, procrastination is just the dress up clothes for doubt and fears, right? And so, because procrastination is dressed up to be, oh, I'm a procrastinator. Oh, I just don't get through. Oh, no, we talked about that. I told you why. I told you why. I gave you some 10 examples, 7 examples of why you are procrastinating. And so, this is okay. We've identified what's holding us back. We've identified why we're not motivated, right? We don't see the value in moving forward. We have not assigned ourselves to whatever that task is. But to get past your doubts and fears, number one, you must have a no excuse approach. Number one. Number two is you must feel the fear. Like fear is a natural instinct. Believe it or not, I don't care who they are. I don't care how big, how many followers, who people are on platforms. Everybody fears fear. Everybody feels it. Like it's a common human response to something that we feel either is new or that we feel we don't know all the answers or don't have all the intellect we need for that. So feel the fear and then ask yourself, like there are several different types of fear. So there's the fear that something's going to happen, adversely to you, like you could be harmed. There's an outward fear, meaning how will other people think about me or what would they look how would they feel about me after I do this thing? Like there's assess what that fear is. So if I'm afraid to do it, why am I afraid? Like take self inventory and say, why am I afraid to do this? What about this situation has kicked in my fear response, right? My flight or flee response. What about this situation has kicked in my flight or flee response? What is it? Is it because it's new to me and I don't know what the outcome will be? Or is it because it's new to me and I'm scared to just do it? Or am I afraid of what people might say or think about me? Like, is that outward fear? Or is it something inside of me that makes me feel like I'm not adequate? Like self assessment. One thing I can tell you is you know exactly what you know, like the things that you have been studying for, the confidence that you have in getting the education or getting the access that you need in order to come to this point. You know this stuff. Yeah, you know this stuff. And so sometimes in our heads, it says, who are you to think you're grand? Who are you to want to start a business? Who are you to want to go back to school? Who are you to want to get a better job? Who are you to want better? And so that's internal noise, right? So we have to face that fear and we have to say, okay, I hear what you're saying, but then you have to respond. And your response is, I am the person that graduated. I am the one that did all that studying, all that testing. I am the one that have sharpened and honed my skills. I am the one. That's me. I'm the same person that did all these things to prepare for this time. I know what I know. Tell yourself, I know what I know, right? Because sometimes that's the biggest hurdle. It's the internal noise, not what people are seeing on the outside. Hey, Linda, how are you, doll? Not the things that people are seeing on the outside, but it's that internal noise that we can't get around. Like most of us don't really care how other people are feeling about us, right? When you've been called, when you've been assigned, when your purpose is to do a thing, you cannot worry about what other people will say or do or think. You can't, because that will keep you stuck. And yeah, Linda, exactly. Speak the thoughts. And you know what? Everything begins with a thought. Like what you have on now. If you look at what you have on now, you got up this morning or sometime before you put the clothes on and thought about yourself in those clothes. Like you saw yourself and said, okay, yeah, I'll wear this and I'll wear that. So your thoughts are powerful. Like we make decisions all day long. You're making decisions to show up, to put on what you put on, to wear what you wear, to go where you go, to eat what you eat. Like all day long, we're making decisions. But when it comes to our greatness, we sit down. We're like, no, we're not making that decision. I don't make decisions. I'm not an extrovert. I'm not an outward person. I'm not. We start talking to ourselves, and we actually talk ourselves out of our greatness. So recognize number two. Recognize that fear. Recognize where it's coming from. Recognize why it's coming, because we all feel it. So you're not isolated. It's not just you. It's all of us. It's all of us. We all feel it. I don't care what you're doing. When I learned that people like Oprah have, the nervous stomach before they speak, then I'm like, okay, that's the same thing I feel. Those are people who are humans, but somehow we have put them to be this third species that's better than us, that's more than us, that's able to show up. And we put ourselves over here and say, no, we're not that kind of person, or no, we're introvert, or no, we make excuses. So that's where number one comes in effect, right? Number one is no excuse approach. Nope, scat the excuses. Secondly, face the fear, find out where it's rooted. Find out why you're fearful. Why are you fearful? Did something happen to you where people laughed at you in your childhood, and now you don't want to revisit those feelings? Like, what is it? Get to the ground of why you're fearful. It can be very, very hard on you to show up if you are around a lot of people who are not showing up. I'll say that again. It can be very, very hard for you to show up when you're around people who are not showing up. Because what happens is it sets you apart. And nobody wants to be, we all want to be accepted. We all want to be a part of the gang. So you have to be very certain that somewhere your greatness is being nurtured by people who also show up. That's why we join groups. That's why we go to seminars. That's why we do these various things, is because we want to be around like-minded people. If they're showing up, then they won't mind me showing up. But when you're around a lot of people who are not living up to their potential, they will say, why do you want to do that? So what does that mean? Why are you wanting to do? Because it's outside of their paradigm. They can't even imagine what your purpose is. But you know what your calling is, and you know that you have this thing to do because it's gnawing at you, it's in your soul, right? The other thing is being willing to go past your comfort zone. Can I tell you that if you would go with me, and I want you to draw a circle. If you're near paper and pen, draw draw a circle, a round circle. In that circle, put a dot anywhere inside of that circle. That dot represents you. That circle represents where you're comfortable. All the nice things that you have been able to do up until this point that are easy, that don't require more of you. But if you have a purpose, a calling on your life, everything you're supposed to be is outside of the circle. The paradigm shifts. It's all outside of the circle. Like you have to go to places you haven't been. You have to meet people you don't know. You have to get past your comfort zone. In that circle, that's your comfort zone. But your success, who you're supposed to be, your greatness, it's all on the outside of the circle. So if you can see it, okay, I'm in this circle. This is all the events, the degrees, the schooling, the relationships, the finances, the everything that you have done up until this very moment is inside that circle. And you're comfortable there. But your success, your future success is not inside that circle. And so for that, we have to go places we haven't been. We have to do things we have not done. I think it was Einstein that says insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. Like if we keep going to the places we've been going, if we keep doing the things we've been doing, we're going to keep getting the results we've been getting. And so, in order for us to grow, in order for us to get to our greatness, we have to leave some things behind. We have to stop doing some things. We have to focus. And JLD, I'm reading his book right now, The Uncommon Path to Success. And in that, he talks about focus, right? Focus is following one course until successful. That means you have to do something bigger. You have to do something different if you want something different. Like you can't continue to do what you've been doing and get different results. Einstein said that's insanity. So we don't want to be insane. We actually know there's a calling on our lives. We actually understand that we were put here for a purpose. Like we already have that stuff out of the way. What we haven't done is we haven't been able to walk outside of that circle. We are in that circle. We're nurturing that circle. Anybody tell us to push from that circle, we like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm safe here. I'm comfortable here. But then once we get on the grand stage of our lives, once we move definitely outside of what we're doing, absolutely. Speak about your business. Speak about your business. Get out of your comfort zone and tell other people about your business. Say it to yourself in the mirror. Like create a script and say it to yourself. You have to be able to talk about if your business is out there. I get people, my classes always have somebody who is an introvert. And so they'll say, I don't want to be the face of my business. Okay, but people want to know, like, and trust you. They're gonna need you to show up, right? They're gonna need you to show up. And for that reason, you're gonna have to show up and get outside of yourself. I ask people all the time, especially my entrepreneurs, if they know us Beyonce. Like everybody knows Beyonce, right? And she's my number one. I think she's beautiful. I think she's gorgeous. And I think she's very talented. However, she is an introvert. Like she doesn't like to hang out with people and all this extrovert stuff is not her forte. So she created a alter ego called Sasha Fierce. And so when she's on the stage getting her money, doing her performance, she's not Beyonce, she's Sasha Fierce. Like, if you're going to be great, if you're going to get to your greatness, maybe you need to create your version of a Sasha Fierce. You need to come outside of yourself and understand that your greatness is outside of that circle you just drew. Like, your greatness is there and it's waiting on you. But it's outside of the circle. It's outside of your paradigm. It's outside of everything you've ever experienced, everything you've ever went through. Like, it's outside of all of that. And so fear and doubt dressed up as procrastination, right? Fear and doubt in their dress up clothes, their Sunday going to meeting clothes, dressed up as procrastination, is not allowing us to go further, to go forward. It's keeping us back. It's making us afraid. It's making our heart rush and our palms sweat. And it's doing all those things to keep us stuck right where we are. So, number three, right? Be willing to stretch. You have to be willing. Like, it can't happen against your will. All of this requires your participation. If you're talking about no excuse approach, that's you. You have to be the one that says, I'm not making any more excuses. Excuses are just dressed up lies, by the way. I'm not making any more excuses. I'm going to start doing this thing. I've been called out. Linda called me out on the Business Plugs mixer, and now I have to show up. I have to stop holding myself back by getting in my own way, by getting in my own head. I have to come out of unlearn those things that are no longer serving me, and I have to step up. So no excuse reproach. That's number one. The second one was feel the fear, because fear is real and we all have it. Number three was be willing to stretch beyond your comfort zone. And the fourth one is to take a decisive action. Like, what can you do? Who do you need to talk to? What meeting do you need to attend? What application do you need to complete? Where do you need to go to get to your next thing? What is that? I challenge you, the fourth tactic to getting unstuck, to get away from doubt and fear, is to do that thing. Complete that application, go and invest in that business, take that course, go to that meeting, enroll in that school, do it, and do it scared, do it afraid, do it, do it anything that you need to do, whatever that is. Go ahead and do it. Make a decisive action. Do one decisive action that's going to get you past your fears. Do it. Like, go and do it. On the other side of done, you're going to tell me thank you. You really are. On the other side of done, you're going to say, thank you for saying that to me, because I was stuck and I didn't even know I was stuck. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug. And so every Sunday, I come on here to give you something of value, to encourage you, to show you what other people are doing around the world, and to help hopefully make your Sunday a little bit better so that you're not like apprehensive about tomorrow being Monday and a work day. Tomorrow is a holiday for most of us. But for those of you who have to go to work, I just want to help you transition to your week. I hope this has been of help to you. You can follow me on all social media by name or by my business, LS&B Business Solutions. And tell me how you feel about this. Put comments. You're welcome to put comments below. You're welcome to email me. You're welcome to Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome to reach out. If you're watching this in the replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay so I know that you saw it. But I want to encourage you that you can get past your doubts and fears. You can still become successful by following the four things that I just talked about. And if you're just now joining us, go ahead. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. I enjoy doing this. This is my purpose, right? This is what one of the things I've been called to do. And I enjoy doing it. I enjoy helping people see better, live better lives, go bigger. I enjoy helping dreamers put the dreams into their lives, into their realities. That's what I've been called to do. And that's what I've been doing for a number of years. And so this is just one part of that. You are very welcome. I'll see you guys next Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. I have guests all through the month of June, so I don't know. I never know my schedule, but you'll see me here at 7 o'clock p.m. on the Business Plugs Mixer. I hope you'll join me. Have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.